Onward and Upward.
Be all right. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I say Onward and Upward. Our next film is actually named Onward. Oh, roasted.
Okay, it's called Onward.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
From the same director of Monsters U.
Could be bad, but not atrocious. But maybe
it's not
mediocre.
Atrocious,
but it is mediocre.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Excellent. That's my expectations delivered. Great. 10 out of 10 on the expectation, but 5 out of 10 because that equals mediocre. Why is it a 5 out of 10?
Well, what's Meowers doing? Meowers? You meowing?
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Karen, it's me, Sharon.
Why don't we take a short intermission while I let the pets out because they want to go out of this room, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Son, tell us about what your opinions are about, I don't know, Onward, Toy Story 4, anything we talked about so far. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Do that, I guess, for like
sure
30 seconds.
All right. And kind folks, while Slam is gone, I'm not going to talk about any of that at all, and I'm going to tell you kind folks about some of these video game tie-ins to these so-called Pixar pieces of fantastical film connoisseurs classics. Alliteration for you. So, let me think. What are some must-play games that are Pixar tie-ins? Let's see. If you want stuff that's genuinely good, Toy Story for Super Nintendo / Genesis is good. Toy Story 2 for whatever N64, let's see, N64, PC, maybe PS1. I can't remember if it came out for PS1, but yeah, that's a good one. The Monsters Inc. games are kind of meh. The Rec Room games on PC are a nostalgic classic for me. Helped develop my pinball interests, so can't go wrong there. The official movie game on PS2 is not the greatest, but I mean, Water Douche is there, so it's got that. Then there's the infamous scare game where, is it Scream Arena? No, that's a different one. The one where Mike Wazowski's like, booga, 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 whatever that one's called, for PS1, PC, and PS2 in Europe, not in the US. Let's see. That's a guilty pleasure classic. Kind of recommend it. The Finding Nemo one is not too shabby. I got a little bored with it.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. And that's all the gaming recommendations I have for now.
Indeed. He had to chase him down because he had to go potty, and he was in a place where he wasn't supposed to be. So
that sounds like a backbuster these days.
It did. And I hated going out there because there were certain people out there as well that we don't really want to talk to, and they were out there, and we anyway. Enough about that. Onward and upwards. You onward. Oh, roasted. Anyway.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Okay. Tell me if you heard this before. A great premise that turned into absolute garbage.
Yes, I definitely have. Yes.
I didn't tell you the premise yet.
Well, the idea of a great concept that was thrown in the dumpster by other team members, perhaps. Yeah, that is something I have encountered in my life. But
indeed. But anyway,
how did it happen from this onward?
So imagine modern society but instead of humans, it's fantasy characters.
Okay.
Unicorns and Pegasuses are like raccoons or whatever. What?
Pegasuses.
Yeah, they're raccoons in this world. Once they found electricity, they lost all source of magic and all that, and yeah, that's basically it. That's the plot of this movie, and it sucks.
Well, that's a 1 out of 10 for skits, no questions asked.
But
and I'm not even gonna watch it.
The main core of this film, though, was these two brothers. I forget what their names are. I'm going to call them Tom Holland and Chris Pratt because they're played by Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
Yeah, of course they are. So, Spider-Man and Mario. There you go.
Basically, Spider-Man and Star-Lord, I guess. But anyway.
Yeah, or Star-Lord from Guardians.
Or who's the Uncharted guy again?
The what?
Who's Uncharted?
I don't remember. That's not a franchise I'm totally into.
Okay, so the guy from Uncharted and Mario. That's more good comparison there. Because Tom Holland played the main guy from Uncharted.
Oh, I didn't know that, huh?
In the Uncharted movie, which was abysmal. But anyway.
Okay, that's clothing.
Anyway, though, so Tom Holland and Chris Pratt are brothers. And Tom Holland never met his dad. Chris Pratt did meet the dad, but he died. So, yeah. But anyway. Chris Pratt finds a spell that can bring the dad back. And they're at the point where they're doing it, but they do it halfway. And the dad does come back for like 24 hours. Or like, I don't know, 3 days or something. I don't know. But only his legs come back. And that's it. They got to go on a quest now through suburbia to kind of find out how to advance the spell and do all that type of stuff. And just like Monsters Inc. or Monsters University, great beginning, pretty good ending, terrible middle part.
Oh, yeah, that's a characteristic of the director.
Yeah, it is, and it's very disappointing because it's got a great premise. You know, it's like fantasy, but in modern society, it would be a great thing. But it's not funny. I didn't laugh once. It was not that dramatic, except for at the very end. But it's just boring. It's just there. It's like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's content. It's literally just something to fill in the books so people can watch, so they can, I don't know, just watch and forget about their lives and move on, you know? It's just not art. It's just content.
Yeah.
Which is very disappointing because it's so close. Like the beginning, open up the premise, really good. The ending with the concrete dragon and the fact that Chris Pratt does meet the dad. Spoiler alert, but Chris Pratt does meet the dad. He does complete the spell. He meets the dad, gives him a hug, but Tom Holland doesn't because Chris Pratt was his father all along. Not in a real sense, but in a more symbolic sense, which is more in line apparently with his own life, you know, like the director's actual life. So I got to give him props for that, you know, whatever.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But if he would just get his middles together, you know, just get the middle part together. Like, what the heck? Why is your middle section in your films always garbage? Monsters University was less garbage, but this one is just absolute trash. I can't even remember what the heck happened. All I remember is that fairies are bikers, like a gang or something, where they don't know how to fly, but then they learn how to fly just randomly. I don't know how or why. There's a... Now, this isn't necessarily... a detriment to the director or whatever, but, you know, there's also this, or, you know, whatever, not a bad mouth to anything or whatever, but, you know, there was a cop that said that was a girl, and she said that, you know, her wife would like to see what would happen here or whatever, you know? But,
okay.
You know, that was a little... So, here's another thing. Disney loves to insert little LGBTQIA+ things into their films. Make it so little to the point where they can edit it out and play it in, like, Saudi Arabia or whatever, where that stuff is outlawed, which, again... not good. If you're gonna do it, do it. If you're not gonna do it, don't do it. Okay, come on, just pick one side or the other. You can't be squarely in the middle and just give, I don't know, a line, a small side character that you can easily edit out for other markets. No, terrible, garbage. Anyway, though, that's more of a Disney problem than this director's issue, but
yeah, agreed.
Anyway, though, I mean, it's well animated, but it's just, I don't know. It's worse than Cars, let me tell you. Okay.
Well, no crap, it's worse than Cars.
Yeah, it's not as worse as Cars 2, but it's
I don't know. That sounds so anti-skits. I think I'd rather watch Cars 2 even.
It is apparently one person thought it gave it a 9 out of 10. I was like, what the heck is this?
You gotta be missing me.
Yeah, you gotta be asking me right here. But anyway, I gave it a 5 out of 10. It is the perfect representation of an okay movie, and that's it.
That sounds a little worse than okay, but all right.
I didn't hate myself. The thing is, I didn't hate myself watching it. I just don't remember it.
That at least.
It's like I hated myself watching The Good Dinosaur for its mediocrity because there was no plot. I hated myself watching Cars 2 because of the plot. Yep. I didn't hate myself watching this. But the middle was where I started to doze off again. This director's got to pick it up.
Yeah, and you do know how to doze off, if anyone did. So.
Oh, yes. Speaking of which, this is actually the first film in Pixar history to be fully... What?
Fully napped by Slam?
No, to be kind of put onto Disney Plus almost on release date. This was back when the pandemic started raging. Son?
Yeah.
Anyway, this was back when the pandemic was raging. So,
yeah.
Right after release, basically, I don't know, 2 weeks after release, and they realized, oh yeah, the world's going to lockdown, they released on Disney Plus for free. So, you know, there's that at least. Son?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm just here chilling in the background while you're talking about this.
Oh, okay. Anyway. So yeah, and this would be a unfortunate role that many Pixar films would later, you know, kind of acquire as well, even when the pandemic lifted. And yeah, unfortunately, you know, there was some films, like for instance, Raya and the Two Dragons. Raya and the Last Dragon. Not Two Dragons, Last Dragon. That you had to buy for $30 on Disney Plus. But Pixar never got that. Pixar was always free, same day on Disney Plus, and it was absolute. That was a kick in the pants for Pixar, honestly. But speaking of which,